Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Smurfy and today we are playing Modern. So sometimes I just feel like playing some aggressive decks and I'm not really too fussed if it's the most consistent or most reliable aggro deck. Sometimes I just want to play some creatures and swing and get some really crazy early game attacks. So today that is exactly what we're doing. We are playing Step Links and the Hellhound. These are the two, pretty much the two biggest one drops you're going to get on attacking on turn 2 and 3. So if you play this either of these on turn 1 and you follow it up with a turn 2 fetch land and then you get another land, these then become full power. So I want to get my opponent dead as quickly as possible. That is a pretty good way to try and do it. We're also playing 4 Goblin Guides, just in a zoo deck. It pretty much goes in every single one. And we're also trying out Ragavan. I have never actually cast a Ragavan in my life, but I saw some lists playing it and it makes sense. So we're also going to be playing Ragavan. I'm not a big fan of the card, but you know what? If it's good in Zoo and everyone seems to love it in any other deck, we'll give it a go. Why not? And then what really makes the deck explosive is 4 Burning Tree Emissary, 4 Hidden Herbalist, and you use these in combination with Reckless Bushwhacker and Goblin Bushwhacker. So you basically get a bunch of bodies on the board as quickly as possible, and then you use these to pump them up, give them haste, and attack your opponent. So yes, obviously Hidden Herbalist, not very explosive in this deck. Getting 2 green mana is not great. So you have Burning Tree Emissary and Manamorphose to try and turn that mana into something useful, and if not, you can always just do this on turn 3, where you then have a mountain as well, so you can then use it there. But yeah, that is the deck. By far the weakest card in the deck, I'd say, is probably Hidden Herbalist, but I kind of just feel like playing it. So yeah, also, there's no sideboard. Don't really care, can't be bothered today. It's Sunday. I just want to attack with some creatures. That is absolutely not optimal, and I don't really care. Let's get into round 1. Okay, so game 1, obviously this is going to be a mulligan, so we'll go ahead and ship that. Sure, I guess we keep this. We need to put something back. Let's get rid of an Atarka's Command. So we've got quite a few options of what we want to do here. We can play Ragavan if we just want to try and hit our opponent and actually keep up with mana. Oh god, Thoughtseize is not great. Fortunately, it doesn't really matter what they take, we've still got more options. I think we're probably just going to have to lead off with the Goblin Guide. I'm not really sure what the game plan is here. I don't think there's... Oh, they take the Ragavan, sure. Burning Tree Emissary, not ideal. We'll go ahead and get in for a little bit of damage here. And if our opponent has even remotely a functional hand, we are probably just dead. Not a good start at all, but that's okay. That's okay. They're going to play Blackleaf Cliffs, right? And pass the turn. Okay. Okay, that was a good draw. So here I think we're just going to go ahead and Burning Tree into... I don't know, do we want a Goblin Guide or do we want a Hellhound here? Probably just Goblin Guide, right? That is the danger of playing the Hellhound in this deck. And we're going to have to get the Sacred Foundry here, specifically in case we draw the Goblin Bushwhacker. It requires double red. Yeah, there is also the potential to keep the Burning Tree in hand in case we draw a Reckless Bushwhacker, because you need a card to surge it with. However, that's quite unlikely that we draw that compared to how likely we are going to want a creature on the board. So yes, in an ideal world, we could keep this for surge, but we need to get creatures on the board at this point. Our opponent's going to have like a Terminate or a Fatal Push here or something. Unholy Heat, okay. As long as they don't have a Fatal Push as well. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. So they've got a lot of removal. Things are not looking good here. And we know that they have a Ragavan in hand as well, which they can obviously use to block. There we are, Ragavan, yeah. Oh, they're just gonna dash it and hit us? Sure. What are they gonna get? Well, they've now got a Goblin Bushwhacker too. Are they gonna play it? Sure. They're just gonna play as a blocker. We draw a Goblin Guide, so we can just play both of our creatures here. We'll get in for at least 2. And then hopefully we can draw something good next time. Like even a fetch land, if the Hellhound can survive, is pretty good. Because that'll get us 4 damage. I'm just unsure of how much removal our opponent's going to have here. They've already gone through quite a lot, so hopefully they won't have too much more. Yeah, pretty much anything in our deck is a good draw here. Obviously we're a mile away from killing our opponent, but if their hand is not functional from this point on, we could be okay. What have they got here? Oh, I don't actually know what this card is. I think this is one of the newer ones. Protection from white. Whenever an opponent discards a card, put a counter on it. When it's the battlefield, if it was kicked, opponent discards 2 cards. Sure. So we lose our attacker's command. And they get 3/2. So that was a nice 2 for 1 there because they're going to be able to block one of our creatures and kill it, and they got rid of our attacker's command. And another Hellhound. Probably the worst top deck we could have had. I think we just play this and swing with both the 2 power creatures. Just let them trade if that's what they want to do. Which I'm assuming it will be. What on earth is that? Oh, this is one of those new cards as well. So it's got Shadow. This creature can block or be blocked by creatures of Shadow, or only, sorry, if a card we put into an opponent's graveyard, exile it with a void counter, sacrifice it, and you can cast one of the cards with a void counter. Nice. It's a reasonable blocker for them as well. I think it was a 2/2, wasn't it? 3/2. Oh shit, no, it's not a blocker because it's got Shadow. Well, that's really good for us. Opponent's fetching here, what are they going to get? So they are just red-green, they're not actually Jund. So they don't have Goyf, I guess, is the upside. And they've got another one, sure. We don't obviously have to discard anything. They can play the creature with Shadow, but it's not going to do anything. And I don't know why they fetched there. There was no reason to pay their life because they have an Urborg. So I think they would have been better off not sacking that, keeping their life. So our creatures are going to get pumped here. And now they have the option, do they want to trade it into the Burning Tree? Or would they rather block 4 damage from one of these? Yeah, so I agree with this block. So we're going to trigger the Landfall here, hit them down to, there's no reason to pay. And I have just realized I've only put 3 permanent lands into our deck. So if we draw another fetch land, it doesn't actually find anything. Possibly there should have been a 4th and a 5th. I kind of just put 1 of each shock and called it a day. That was definitely an oversight. They're going to play Luris here. That's annoying with the lifelink. And then they can play something from their graveyard. So obviously the best top deck here is Attacker's Command. They're having a good think here. Okay, I'm just going to play another creature. And Attacker's Command would be nice. I think Step Links and Hellhound are the worst top decks we can get now. Opponent's got a stop during our upkeep, which suggests to me that they have Colligan's Command. That's the only time I ever really see like a mid-range deck put stops in upkeeps. Maybe they just haven't a stop in the upkeep for no reason. Who knows? Whatever they're doing, they're having to think. Step links, yep. Alright, well, our opponent's going to be gaining some life, so I don't think we can pull this back at all anymore, but we'll play it out. Opponent being on 3, as long as they don't attack with Lurrus, then we do stand the chance that we get to top deck a Tarkus Command, but they know they have a free attack because all our creatures have 0 power. And we're hellbent, so they know that we have absolutely nothing. So they're gonna dash the Ragavan here. I think they should attack with the Lurrus, which they're going to. I think that's a good choice. If they want to hit something off Ragavan, I think we just have to let them and hope that we draw something good. Probably. What did they get? A Scalding Tarn. Okay, sure. I really don't know what we could do to get out of this now. Can you bring back another one? Sure. Wait, what just happened? Oh, it's legendary. I think our opponent didn't realize that. So a Bushwhacker would be okay, I guess, but yeah, we need a Tarkus Command really. Well, actually, do we have to do it this turn? So if we cast this, they can block the Bushwhacker, they'll take 3, go down to 3, but then they just attack with the Lurrus again. I think we're just gonna have to pass. Now that we've got the Bushwhacker, maybe, oh, we can't even Devastating Summons because you need 3 red sources for that. So we'd need to draw a Burning Tree and a Devastating Summons. No, that wouldn't do it. You need a Manamorphose and a Devastating Summons. Yeah, they're gonna go ahead dash Ragavan again. We're just gonna take this. If they burn us out, then fine. And they hit another Scalding Tarn. Okay. So if they bring this back, we have to discard the Bushwhacker. Yeah, that's just game. There was not really anything we could have done there, I don't think. Obviously we don't have a sideboard, so let's just straight away go back into another game. So our opponent could be bringing in, I assume, more things like Collective Brutality, more Fatal Pushes or something of that nature if they have them. That's about it really. I can't really think of anything else that they would bring in against us. Sweet. We definitely want to go first. And this hand is not ideal. Obviously it's good that we can keep activating this, but we pretty much rely on drawing a creature and Manamorphose turning into a creature as well. But if we do, the hand's alright. No, I think we're gonna have to mulligan. Okay, this hand is much better. Much better. So we can get turn 1 step links, Turn 2, we've got Manamorphose and Manamorphose. Do we get rid of the Goblin Guide here? And just try and gamble the Burning Tree into a Reckless Bushwhacker? I'm not sure. No idea what this is supposed to be, by the way. Is it supposed to be like all the different colours of mana being like weaved in? Possibly. Yes, we will keep. And I think we get rid of the Goblin Guide. It's really close though. Yeah. And we're going to go ahead and get a Sacred Foundry. Maybe we should have just got rid of the step links. Could that have been better? Because assuming it survives a turn, which it very likely could not. Oh, they're shocking here into... Oh, Channeler is fine. It's going to be annoying because it can block the step links for a turn. If that's what they choose to do. So they are going to bauble us by the look of it. See what we draw and then they'll get... Okay, so they know we've drawn Ragavan, that's fine. So we'll go ahead and fetch here and we'll get the Stomping Ground. We'll play the Burning Tree Emissary. We could also dash this, but it's just going to trade with the Channeler, so I don't see the point in that. Obviously we can still do it later. Oh, okay, so that's a pretty good draw. We might as well Manamorphose again first, just in the off chance that we draw another Burning Tree. Which we do. Okay, nice. Completely lucked out there off the top of our deck. So now we're swinging in for like, what, 5, 8, 11, 12, 13 damage here? Holy shit. All of that and we just completely relied off the top of the deck. And next time we can dash Ragavan if we need to. Like, even if we draw a land, which is not even that bad because it gives this, if we draw a fetch land that makes this a 4-power creature, then we can use this dashed and then potentially even cast the card that we get off our opponent. See what our opponent is going to do with their 2 mana. And they just concede. Sweet. Sometimes you just gotta hope that you draw the right cards off the top of your deck. And fortunately that time we did. There were so many bad draws that we could have had. So that was so lucky. So lucky. There are a bunch of similar cards that we could play in this deck. Like we could play Mishra's Bauble in this deck, but I just don't see the point. I don't think we want to keep this. We'd have to draw 2 lands in a row for this to be good, so no. Oh, this hand is much better, so we'll go ahead and keep this. And we'll get rid of one of the fetches. So we go turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 Burning Tree, Bushwhacker, as long as they don't have a discard spell. If they have a discard spell, then that's going to suck. Because this looks like a lot of fun. And also the reason that I'm playing mismatched fetches is because I'm just using the Mana Traders like renting service. So they just give me whatever they have. By choice, I'd probably play this one. Those ones are the ones that I can relate to the most because I played in that standard. I never played when the other fetches were out. Not ideal, but that's not the end of the world with the Arid Mesa being drawn here. So we will match their Ragavan and pass the turn. And as I said, we're just really hoping they don't have any sort of hand disruption. Pyrite Spellbomb, sure. A 2-mana shock is fine. Okay. And now I assume they're going to get in for 2 here. Yeah. Hopefully they don't hit a removal spell. Well, I guess they can't hit a removal spell that fast. I mean, have one in their hand, which is quite likely if they've got 4 cards in hand and they haven't used one yet. Oh, I guess this is a removal spell. It's a really shit one, but it is a removal spell. Unfortunately, the Hellhound is probably not going to do anything this game because this time we're just going to have to combo off. And I've used my lands incorrectly as well. The Arid Mesa should have been the last one I used because that one can get Temple Garden. This can't get Temple Garden. The mana base for this deck is fucking atrocious. And it is no fault of anyone's other than my own, so... Definitely should have put more thought into it. I kind of just like threw this deck together because I just felt like playing Zoo and I really didn't feel like playing... or putting in too much effort. So I was just like, fuck it, let's just put in a bunch of Burning Trees and Bushwhackers and we'll see what happens. I have no expectations to win any games. So our opponent's down to 12 here. If they play the card with Kicker that makes us discard 2 cards, that would be pretty rough, but to be fair, neither of these cards are doing much anyway. As always, Attacker's Command is probably the best card off the top. That or another Goblin Bushwhacker, not Reckless Bushwhacker, because we wouldn't be able to do anything with it. Okay, so they're going to attack us again for 2. What are they going to hit? Manamorphose. That's a pretty good hit for them. So they're going to go ahead and fetch. Cast the Manamorphose. And what are they going to do? Put Lyris into their hand. Okay, that is pretty good for us. That's that could have been a much more painful turn for us. Hidden Herbalist, not going to do a lot either. I mean, it's better than not drawing anything, but it is basically a vanilla 2-2 at this point. And does it matter which one we play? This has the potential to be huge if we draw a Arid Mesa. Whereas if they make us discard 2 cards at random and we discard this, it has the power to do nothing. So... I think we want to play the Herbalist then. The ceiling is a lot lower, but so is the floor. So I think that's fine to play that. Do we want to play the Bloodstained Mire just in case they make us discard? No, because it doesn't do anything. So we'll just pass. I can't believe we've actually managed to get our opponent down to 5. I kind of just expected them to have like a couple of pieces more removal. Like there were 6 cards in hand. More than fine just taking the 2 damage. If they get a creature, then fine. What did they hit? Did they hit another Ragavan? Oh, there's Luris. And they're gonna get the Pirate Spellbomb here. This is where the card is actually good, because now they can just do it every turn. So they can kill one of the Burning Trees, and now they're effectively at 8 because this has a lifelink. Or they didn't have Herbalist, sure, makes no difference. And they're even going to play our own Ragavan. So Legendary Rule, they're going to sack the tapped one. And a Tarkus command off the top. Oh, fucking hell, okay. That is a really aggressive Thoughtseize. So a Tarkus command off the top is just winning the game? No. Unfortunately, that does not win the game, but I think we just have to do it, right? So we're going to lose 2 creatures, so will the opponent. We get Luris off the board. It says they're at 3, which obviously they are, but they're actually at 6 because of the lifelink. Cool, so back down to 1, but we have got through the Luris, and that is probably going to be the hardest part. So they're going to have to string together some generic blockers will be absolutely fine, because oh wow, they've just drawn lands. That really sucks for them. That's an interesting one to play. It kind of sucks that that's the way we would win, but it is what it is. Let's see what we would have drawn. Devastating Summons, which would have done make 2 3/3s, which would have been fine, I guess. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. Game 2 was pretty good, but game 3 was kind of shitty. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Okay, this hand looks fine. We've got a decision to make on what we want to do on turn 1. But turn 2 could be interesting with double Manamorphose and the Bushwhacker. So yeah, we'll go ahead and keep this. Opponent's going to start off with an Arid Mesa and pass. Okay. So we'll go ahead and Scalding Tarn. And we'll get the Stomping Ground. And really don't know which one we want to do. I think Goblin Guide. Yeah. Just get the damage in whilst we can, and the fuck is that? Are we against Reanimator? Surely no one else plays this. Yeah. Yeah, they must be Reanimate. The fuck? Maybe some sort of show and tell equivalent. I don't know what the modern version of show and tell would be. Like, obviously I'd expect Reanimator, but if you're playing Jeskai colors, probably not playing Reanimator cards in your deck. Or if you are, you're playing a very, very strange deck. Oh, okay, sure. So they are playing I can't remember what the card is called, but it basically exiles a creature, and then whoever's creatures that was, you exile the top card of their deck, or you reveal it until you reveal a creature or a permanent or something like that. Non-land permanent maybe, and then you put that into play. So it's... I can't remember what the name of the effect is though. Holy shit, another Goblin Guide? guess we start off with Manamorphose and see what we draw. Not ideal. I think we're just going to choose double red here. Yeah. Okay, so I think we just want to Ragavan and Goblin Guide. And then next turn we can cast a 1-drop. Or if we can't cast 1-drop, I guess we can kick this. Yeah. I don't know if our opponent thought we were on burn to begin with, because we have just been playing Goblin Guides, but I think the Ragavan shows that we're not playing burn. Ah, here we go. Indomitable Creativity. Destroy X target artifacts or creatures. And then for each one, you reveal a card until you reveal an artifact or creature, and put that one into play. So you play things like Dwarven Mine, which creates a 1/1, and then you kill your own stuff. You're gonna Prismatic Ending, sure. And that was a really good draw here. So we want to go ahead and Hellhound, specifically Hellhound first. That's got to be the first thing that you do. And then you can play this. Then fetch a Temple Garden, which then allow you to Burning Tree into Reckless. Yeah, because the mana base I built so badly, that's the only way that you could do that to give it. Oh no. Alright, well, we're gonna have to wait till next time to do that, which really sucks because we've missed out on a lot of damage. Like a shitload of damage we would have done there. That's no fun. Oh, they're going to play Teferi. Okay. Doesn't really do anything against us. Surely they can bounce a creature. Okay. Sure, so we'll go ahead, pretty much do the same thing as last time. And I don't see any reason why we'd need to kill the Teferi here, so we're just going to go all at the opponent. And as I've already said, this does not fetch anything because I fucked up the mana base. So normally we would fetch now and get in an extra 2. And the opponent just concedes. Sweet. Obviously our opponent doesn't know that we're missing that land drop as well. And so our opponent doesn't know how bad the deck is. Which is good. I just can't believe how much I fucked up the mana base. So what you really need in here is an extra stomping ground, or potentially a mountain, just in case your opponent paths you. Yeah, I guess this hand is good enough. We'll lead off with the links. Actually, it's a bit to play the Hellhound first, because it's... I don't think it makes much of a difference. The only way it would is if we get a Temple Garden next turn. But we won't, we'll be getting a Stomping Ground, so... If they've got a bolt, they should use it now. Yeah. We'll play the Hellhound because at least then it can get in for 4 next turn. Otherwise it's just going to do absolutely nothing for the rest of the game. Goblin Guide is fine. As long as they don't have a blocker, then any turn is okay with it to attack with. They're going to shock and what have they got here? Red 6. Well, that's painful for us because that can now tick up and kill that. Yep. Or take down, sorry. So I think we're just going to Goblin Guide dash the Ragavan. Is that the best option here? And we can't attack his command to put in the land to play all of our spells this turn because this does not fetch for anything. Let's go. I think we want to just dash this. Mana's not too much of an issue anymore. Do we want to kill the Renin 6? I don't think so. I think we just need to get him dead. What on earth is that? Well, that's a very, very good card to hit off Ragavan. Not because we want it, more importantly, so our opponent doesn't get it. So if an opponent has more life than you, gain 4. If an opponent has more creatures, create 2 1/1s, and if an opponent has more cards in hand, you draw a card. So this might be the time where they get in, yeah. So this will turn into an Emrakul. That's not bad. But it doesn't have haste, and they don't get the extra turn. So we could just kill them. Which looks quite possible here, actually. Oh, shit. Doesn't matter what mana we use. I don't think it makes too much of a difference, actually. Do we need to make double red? No, I don't think it makes much of a difference. Oh, here we go. So do we kick this and play this? Deal 3 to our opponent, put them to 6, and then 2 creatures will get in for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that should just be lethal. Doesn't matter what do we do this in, not too much. Unless I've just done math really badly, that should just be lethal. See, who even needs to play a deck with a proper mana base with more than 3 permanents? Sorry, more than 3 fetchable lands. Sweet. Completely unjustifiable that we've got 2 wins. I think if we had played with the correct mana base of an extra shock land, or maybe 2, then I think we would have had a lot more chance to win several games of those. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. That was just for fun anyway. Thanks for watching. If you want to see some more successful decks and more successful leagues, then please feel free to subscribe. Today was more of a feeling like I have a short attention span and can't be bothered to play properly. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace.